And welcome back to the stream. It is Monday, and we're going to be playing some Factorio tonight. How have you guys been doing? I'm just about recovered from my cold. I think I was starting to feel better around Friday. Still a little bit, but I got some good deep cleaning done. So my kitchen is in good shape. Got to clean the bathroom at some point, but also ScotiaCon is coming up in just a few weeks, so I'm having to drum up some excitement in our events chat because I'm going to be running the PAMP change room once again. It was a big hit last year because there wasn't really like people would how to put it. They would invite people to their room occasionally, and sporadically. But I was the only one who had a very organized, like, here are the times, this is the schedule, like, join my events chat room so we can discuss this in detail and set the vibes and set the expectations very clearly. And I'm recruiting more attendees to come join us, and getting some help from my friends to manage it all. One of my friends has asked for first dibs on changing everybody, and of course I'm going to respect the dibs. So my numbers might decrease this year, or they might increase just from the sheer number of people coming in. Who knows? In any case, it's going to be more vibrant, more energetic, I'm sure. So really looking forward to that. Anyways, let's get into the game. So where we left off last, I have completely redone Fulgora. Well, I've completely reset Fulgora. All of my production is over here to the right. The initial scrap patch has been completely voided, so now I'm pulling from here and doing all of my scrap processing down here. And hopefully, as I get scrap recycling productivity up, this should eventually be enough to fill these 2 green belts. And so now I've got ice being pulled off here, and coming in here, and then the rest are voided. There's one quick improvement that I can make, just to save on one recycler, and this one as well. I was thinking about this a little bit through the week. But yes, so now this can just fill in there. Oh, and one thing though, I don't want solid fuel to be voided here. I want to eventually use this for extra fuel. So I'm going to make this an extra line, kind of goes out this way and then up. I guess it does still have to follow this line, unfortunately. Right, so this will go, and I will have heating towers here that will help void all of the solid fuel. So this belt can now go away. There we go. Now that's all joined up. And now I just need to empty this belt. Did not realize my microphone was off this entire time. um, so, as I was saying, so we've now got the stone coming up here. I'm going to have to redo all of the liquids here, but I'm just figuring out the ratios here. So, so this produces 4 electrolyte per second. And if I want to make supercapacitors, that's a 1-to-1 ratio, or 2-to-3 ratio. And EM Science is also a 25-to-1 ratio. So we're going to need a lot of this. In which case, maybe it is better to give it a dedicated block. So, like, here. Yeah, like, I might want this to extend all the way up. Right, so let's get rid of that. We'll just continue on in this way. And here we will simply output holmiums or electrolytes to here. Leave enough room for beacons. Or maybe it makes more sense to join it up here. Right, like that. Oops. Oh, and water needs to come back to here. So I guess we could just move this, just shoogle this forward a little bit. So just something like that. And now Holmium solution is piped in. It's still a little bit tight. We can fit some speed modules here. So I'm just going to move this 2 over like that. Right, so let me think about this. So we've got ice, solid fuel, and holmium ore being voided. Let me just look at the scrap recycling recipe real fast. That's 1, 8, 13%. 13%. And if I take off iron gear wheels, let's see, I did this math already once. I just gotta think about it. No, it's different than that. It's if I think about how many, like what percent of products will go on a fully compressed belt, then let's see. If I take off iron gear wheels, ice, then that's 41%, and then holmium is 1.7%. Stone is 6.7%. Oh, and solid fuel, can't forget about that. Plus ice, 8.3. Okay, so if I pull off the solid fuel and the ice and the iron gear wheels, then that will reduce the total belt capacity by 50%. So I can actually do that right here. So I want iron gear wheels here. I want iron gear wheels here. Actually, well, yeah, that needs to go like that. And then I can just block that output. And now everything will be compressed onto one belt. This will help in a number of ways, which will become readily apparent. Okay. So again here, we've got that. This needs to come all the way up. I need a source for heavy oil. Fine. I feel like there's a better way to do that, but again, we can fix this later when we need more material. Like I could do it something like that, and that becomes tileable, I think. Over here, we're going to pull stone. And I don't think we really need stone for anything else other than holmium and electrolyte. So we can go ahead and void this as well. Priority right. We're going to capture some of this into a provider chest. Just that much will do. And the rest will be voided into landfill, which will then go into a recycler. Why am I not requesting recyclers? Give me recyclers. Okay. And that's never going to clog, I don't think. It'll just keep recycling into itself. Yeah, okay, I'm happy with that. So, now we've got electrolyte column. Next up is superconductors. This requires copper and requires plastic bars. So before I can do anything with that, I need to do a recycling column for see here. We're going to recycle processing units down to advanced circuits and low density structures. These are all the sources of plastic that we have in scrap. But I can't do it like this. I need to be a little bit more clever. There we go. right. So something like this will work, I think. This will capture advanced circuits and otherwise output green circuits. We're only going to enable this if we have less than a certain amount of red circuits. So let's say 50. However, this will keep filling up. Also, red circuits stack to 200, so that's fine. This will process either one of these and output into a chest. Well, maybe not into a chest. How about how about we output plastic bars to there, just directly there. Byproducts include steel, copper plate, let's see, low density structures. Yeah, steel, copper plate, and what are the byproducts of advanced circuits? Copper cables and electronic circuits. So actually, maybe it makes more sense to stick this out as a belt. So we can do plastic bars on the right. Sorry. And perhaps the rest can join up on the scrap belt. Or maybe this should just be a dedicated trash line. I think that's the smarter play. Yeah. That's going to be another trash line. So we got to keep track that this will have copper plates, steel plates, copper cables, and green chips. Good. That has to stay there. Right, but that should do for plastic production. So now we have that, and now we can make superconductors. Hey, Pocket Wolf. Welcome back to Factorio stream. I've been doing a lot of thinking over the week on how I'm going to structure the base, and already making some good progress. So I've just the two sources of plastic bars from scrap are low density structures and red chips, and you can get red chips from blue chips as well. So I've got a dedicated recycler for blue chips that exports red chips and outputs green chips as trash. Red chips and LDS will go into this recycler, which outputs plastic, and everything else goes onto this trash belt here. So now that I have plastic and copper plate, actually that's an idea. I need copper plate as well. So how about I do this? That's two of the products taken care of. Oops. Let's leave that there. Holmium solution is going to have to come out here because I need holmium plates. Which I also found out can be done in a foundry instead of an assembly machine. So this will boost my productivity by quite a lot. So, as is, this will consume 48 solution. And these are already producing like 60, 70 at best. So like a single speed module, and this will handle everything that these guys pump out. And they're already consuming 1 per second. 2 full green belts should give me 120 per second, 1% of which is holmium ore. So yes, that all works out. But perhaps I can do it there. Like, this will take 0.2 per second, so I can do a setup like this, pull that, and pull that. There we go. How much is this making? 4 per second? Throw a few speed modules here. And that is now consuming quite a lot of holmium plate. Let's double that up. Oh, but I can't do it quite like that I need this to come out as well. There we go. Another thing I can do while my bots have nothing to do, let's tile the whole place in refined concrete. Which, how much do I have in storage, by the way? 3,000, 4,000 concrete. Wait, where's my refined concrete? Do I not have any? Huh, I don't have any refined concrete. Okay, so we'll tile the place in concrete then. Right, so that's copper, it's plastic bars, that's chromium plate. Superconductors should output here. We'll leave a bit of room for that to grow. Okay. Good. %74% productivity bonus. Much better than I was doing before. And if I need, I can always put more speed modules in. So, what else do I need? Next up, I need supercapacitors. This takes electrolyte, superconductors, chromium plate, electronic circuits, and batteries. So, electronic circuits are coming out here. Let's see. I think the most sensible way to do this is to have one belt like that. Actually, no. Like that. And while we're at it, let's capture some homium plates. Where are we making electrolytes? Here. Our output pipe is here. There we go. Right, I need to make better use of my quick bars, for one thing. Yeah, substations, electric poles. Let's have that, let's have that, let's have that. And steel chest too. Right, so that's tileable. I just need 2 more inputs on this side, and then outputs here. Right, that's my supercapacitors. My homium, well, actually, what am I using it for? I'm using it for EM science. I guess I am using it for, well, let me see. Yeah, it is worth having output belts for all of these. But like, how to put it? Yeah. So like that should do. Let's get some modules here. There we go. And beacons. This requires electronic circuits and batteries. Now, in the case of electromagnetic circuits, or electronic circuits rather, so we got our gears coming out this way. There's something that I want to do here, and it's going to take a little bit of thinking on how to do it like correctly. But the basic idea is iron plates / gear wheels will come out here. Copper cables I can take as is. These will make electronic circuits from that. Right, so iron plates, copper cable. Will output into a chest if the chest is less than 50. And that way we'll always have electronic circuits ready to go. And then there, and green chips come out, and we're going to prioritize from the left. And then we combine that with batteries. That's the vision. Right, so let's take this widget that I've just crafted. The output will be here. Or the other way. Yeah, batteries will just come out like that. This is getting too cramped. There we go. So we're going to feed in. Sorry. We're going to feed in green chips here. We want copper cables. We want iron gear wheels. And we want iron plates. And we want batteries. Oh, iron gear wheels. We don't need a splitter for that because we've got one down here. Oh, we can do that. Output priority right. Just like that. Let's reverse these. So we can have copper cables just here. Iron plate here. Or even there, that would work as well. And finally, a recycler. Specifically for iron gear wheels. Only if this is empty. Oh, but also we're not snagging iron plates from there. We're snagging it from this belt. From this belt, we're taking green chips. Output right. Green chips and iron plate, right? Once again, we're going to fill this up to here. Only going to activate this if this chest is empty. Let's say this is less than 50. What am I doing? Right, that's copper cable. This is iron plate. So I don't need this anymore. That's just iron gear wheel. This will prefer to take green circuits out here. And let's go ahead and balance this. Just to make sure this is absolutely filling that lane. Right, so iron plates go in here. Iron gear wheels go into here. Okay, good. This makes sure that is less than 50. And prefer on that one. Good. So this is just a little widget to make sure that we always have green chips available here. Batteries come here. And then electrolyte pipes in. And outputs supercapacitors. Which means we now have all three Holmium products. And the last thing we can do on this side, perhaps, this side will make EM science. Now, this is going to require electrolyte here. Perhaps building this directly off of the pipeline is the smartest idea. But we can always refactor this as the rest of the base takes shape. But anyways, here we're going to want iron plates and batteries. Yeah, like if I want this column to go up, then I also want this column to go up. So we'll start it here, and we'll build up from there. So we want accumulators, we want supercapacitors. to make accumulators. So this will make 0.3 and this will take 0.2. So it's essentially a 1-to-1. Oh, we've got to make sure that these are fed their appropriate liquids as well. This can come out there, this can come out here. This, simply enough, will take batteries and iron plate. Before we get too carried away, I gotta make sure that this has a place to escape. I wonder. Let's give ourselves a little bit more room to work with. Because I can pull this, and then I can pull iron plate from here. And then we have our iron plate factory, I think. And if we need any more, then we can do something like that. Yeah, in fact, I think we can make this slightly more compact. If I do this instead. No, it doesn't actually work. That's fine. We'll leave it as is. But that should work. Right, goes onto that lane. And then we just copy this once more like that. And get some speed beacons in here. Seem to have finally run out of battery. Like the energy, the solar power on Fulgora is piss poor, so that was bound to happen. But I think that should do it. We'll just turn our exoskeletons off for now. And roboports. Okay, so what's the status? We've got holmium plates, superconductors, supercapacitors, and EM plants as the bottleneck, basically. So now we can get to voiding everything else. So there's a handful of things that I want to stick at the end here first. I've got a little cheat sheet that I've made. So you may recall from an earlier stream that if you put like if you convert steel plate into steel chests and then recycle that, then it'll recycle much faster because steel chest has a crafting time of 0.5 seconds, whereas steel plate has a crafting time of 16 seconds. And the recycling speed is basically 8 times the crafting speed. So trying to recycle one of these will still take 2 seconds. So you want to do everything that you can to like convert these products into stuff that can be recycled quickly. So what we've got is I'm going to do all of this in planner mode, just so that I have more room to play with. Right, so steel chest. That'll consume 20. I can grab 12 twice a second, so 1 should work. Yeah. This will output into a recycler. Which I want to feed back into here. And I want this one to disable if we have more than 80 steel plate in the recycler. So I want this to have priority. Also, let's let's slap some modules into this. That reduces it by 60. So, yeah, that'll do. Just a little bit of speed, a little bit of efficiency. We're going to repeat this for iron chest. Repeat this for, well, we don't need to repeat it for landfill because I think we're voiding landfill immediately. Yeah. But we need to do this for hazard concrete. Yep, good. And we need to do this for, what was the other one? I guess it was landfill. Right. Stone, solid fuel, concrete, ice. Ice is being voided. Iron gear wheels are going into iron chests. So we need to void advanced circuits, processing units, low density structures, and batteries. That's all that's left. Oh, and copper cables. So these 5 items. And before I forget, I do also need to set up a something here for right. And I think this is fine. It's not going to clog. As long as it's running continuously, it's not going to clog. That's the hope, anyways. This if iron plate is less than 80. This if concrete is less than 80. Oops. We'll enable that if it's less than. Right, that's taking steel. This is taking iron and also, oops. And also iron gear wheel. We'll also enable this if we've got less than 80 iron plates. And that can go straight into there. Okay, sick. All right, so that's trash at the very end. We'll put that there. Right, so steel plate at the end. We'll move this here. And hazard concrete. This is my trash line, this is iron gear wheels, and this is scrap. So, next up, I think I want to make this in reverse order. So like this will make recyclers. Recyclers take concrete, they take iron gear wheels, and steel plate. Right. And processing units. Like that and that. I'm thinking. Yes, that works. This comes at the end. So if I just do processing units with nothing, then I can just stick it like that. Right, that works. Oh, and these need to read contents. Enable if, let's see, processing units less than 80. Steel, concrete, and gear wheels. Right, is that how this works? I believe so. Copper plate. Actually, I feel like these are becoming unwieldy now. What I really should do is split these up into their individual lanes. Right, so when it gets to... Maybe I can split them earlier. There's really no harm, is there? Right, so that's... This is making plastic here, and then copper, steel, and iron, and green chips. Let's see. Right, iron gear wheels. Steel could go here. Let's see. Iron. And copper plate. And this is green chips. can put, we can combine our steel plates here. Stone should be voided. Green chips go there. This is going to be concrete. And then red chips, blue chips, and LDS. And I think that's all of them. So, on that basis, let's try resetting the belts. These are getting clogged on something. What are they getting clogged on? Nothing really. Yeah, looks like this is all running as it should, for the most part. Bit of a hiccup there. But that appears to be working correctly. Okay. Full up on green chips. Full up on all this stuff, actually. Sort of. Good. Landfill. Okay. And lastly, solid fuel is coming up through here and getting voided instantly. All right. So now I have everything sorted into individual lanes. So what are we going to do with this? Now we're going to go top to bottom. And we're going to use our normal quality upcycler blueprint to achieve this purpose. However, we can tighten this up just ever so slightly. Like this can just jump all the way over there. Steel can be combined down here. These can go a little bit further north. Oh, did I forget about copper cables? I forgot about copper cables. So copper cables can come out here. LDS will come out here. That for green chips. And that for iron plate and copper plate. There, now it's all sorted. Oh, except for this. Gear wheels now need a lane of their own. Okay, now we can get started. So, first recipe I want is laser turrets. Sort of. No, the first recipe I want is personal laser defense. This takes 3 inputs: processing units, LDS, and laser turrets. I'm going to have to craft the laser turrets, however. Down here. Right, and does this take prod modules? No, it does not. Okay, that's fine. We're going to make these at normal quality. .06, and this takes 0.5 per second. Let's see. Let's make this the input for blue circuits. This can be the insert for LDS. This will take 2 materials like that and 2 like that. Stick some efficiency modules in here because that's a lot of speed. Actually, let's redo this. Well, I guess that's not going to help anything. Anyways, this takes steel, battery, and electronic circuits. We'll stick the batteries on the end. Am I not splitting batteries off? Right, here's steel, concrete, copper, blue chips, and I need batteries. Let's make this LDS. Right. Okay, so batteries come out, green chips come out, steel comes out. Again, there's a bit of an issue if I want to use this to like, because I need these to always be available. So that means I'm also going to need an EM plant making green chips in the case that I run out. And I kind of want this to be like just a little module that I can slap down. So let's see how we can make this compact. Right, this is gonna take it's gonna take copper wire and iron plate. If iron plate is not available, then we're going to recycle gear wheels. So something like that will work. Enable this if iron plate is less than 50. Yes, that works. Nice compact little module, I think. .5 per second. That's a lot, actually. Hello, Kitchen Flap. How is it going? Yeah, that's a much better design. All right, now we're cooking. So I've glacier or snail? Go with the snail. This is coming along quite nicely, I think. So this is making it needs power. Right, so that's making 3.6 per second. That is consuming a lot, and these two will consume 1 per second. If we need to increase throughput, then we will. Um, I think that's the best way to handle this. Like, it might be that I need to pull this out and make like another column or something, but in any case, um, this should work. Going to prioritize from the left. There we go. There, that's more like it. Battery goes there. Okay, I think we're ready to hook this up finally. This requires iron gear wheels. This requires iron plates. This one requires copper cables. Which are here. There we go. Here requires batteries. But let's go ahead and connect this. Like that. Batteries go there. Green circuits go here. And steel goes here. We can do one better, I think. Right, that frees up a little bit of room for steel to come through. Now that I think about it, maybe splitting up all of the belts is not the way to go because I have seriously hindered how much room I have to work with. I don't know. I think we'll live with this. Yeah. The more I look at this, the more I don't like it. Right, so here's my trash line with green chips. They do make big Pampers, yes, you're right about that. So like that. Prefer to the right. Just like that. Okay. This I will take green copper cables. Let's see, like 1, 2, 3. So like yeah, copper cables, iron plates, and iron gear wheels, right? So there. And then iron plates out here. This would be copper cables. Oh, wait, this is it's getting a bit unwieldy. I'll be real. Right. Iron there. Green chips here. Copper cable there. We'll begin with the end in mind. So like there. And then these come up like that. Maybe. Or just kind of squish these together. Yeah, that makes a bit more sense. We'll handle all of these products one at a time. So iron gear wheels come out. These products come out. So like that. Iron gear wheels can terminate there. Let's shrink this down a little bit so that you have a little bit more idea of what I'm doing. We don't need that whole thing covering the whole screen anymore. Wait, that doesn't go there. That goes here. That goes straight up there. Which we're gonna do like this. Oh man, this is really getting dicey. Copper cables come out. Come up here. Hmm. Maybe I could save a little bit of room. And just stick that there. Because then I can have... I wonder... Maybe instead of doing it like that, I'll pass it down this way. This way we can have this once again be green chips. Input priority left. Yeah, that works actually. Hello. And then finally have this prefer to go out that way. And then come all the way back onto the trash line. Whew. God, that was an ordeal. I feel like how much we don't have that many transport belts. I should probably send my science platform out to get some more. Get me some 500. No, never mind. We'll have Cutlass do it. Speaking of Vulcanus, do I have any more big mining drills to work with? Like, I see we've got some rare quality modules. That's nice. We have... Oh, where are they? Here? Here? It's stalled. That's fine. Okay. Cutlass. Go to Vulcanus. Wait until you have that much of everything. Then wait here until you get the signal. Watched the review about super fancy breadboard. Each pin had an RGB LED shining from it. Dotty blinky lights show where current flow, and it has some stylus to link the lanes. That's cool. Circuitry and breadboards are always really nice. Like, very good hobby to get into. Okay, next up, I need steel from here. And I think now that we've gone past all of that nonsense, we can drag this back down. Yeah, like that should work. And we can even pull this a little bit closer to here, probably. Right, like, can't I just like that? Oh, but I still need batteries. Ugh. This needs batteries to go there. Green circuits, steel. It's like that should work. Okay. So, what have we got here? We have these going up here. We've got low density structures here. And we've got processing units here. And because we've got, let's see, I want to stick this uh... Right, here we are. Let's make a copy of this. And we'll call this the high-quality upcycler. With green belts. We're gonna upgrade. Oops. Well, we did. No, that's not what we wanted to do. Create a copy. Upgrade. Oh no. I guess I need to make an upgrade planner. And just upgrade all the greens. There we go. And now, with any luck, that should start running. Of course, we have a lot of concrete to plow through before we can get there. But that's one piece of the puzzle done, I think. I need to be making selector combinators and lamps. I'm just going to temporarily copy this down. No, it's not time for it. Have a little patience, friend. Right, so batteries will come up. It's already got a few in here. We've got a few processing units, a few LDSs. So, by all rights, this is done. Next up. We're going to have an upcycler facing this direction. And what's this going to make? Cargo base? So I want one for cargo bays and I want one for personal roboports, it looks like. And one for selector combinators. Right, so there's cargo bays. Where's my personal roboports? And selector combinators. Of course, this one is going to require decider combinators as an input. 2.5 per second, it consumes 12.5. Well, it's going to consume a lot more combinators than I have red chips, so I can probably get away with just like 4. Can't connect to there. So what can I do? Electronic circuit and copper wire. I wonder. Maybe I can do a little bootleg thing here? After all, why not? I can pull red chips from here. And pass this through as spaghetti. Now we're cooking. Right. Oh, we're onto something. We've got all the components that we need just right here. So, decider combinators here. No. I want decider combinators there. And red chips go here. Here we have green chips, and here we have copper wires. Yes, I think that should work. And that would mean we have red circuits and decider combinators done, but we don't want that. We want to split this immediately into its components. This is going to output copper wire of any quality. This will output green chips of any quality. This will only take decider combinators of any quality. Good. And then we just have these two to fill out. Is our trash belt doing fine? We just need to have it escape out here. We need our gear wheel belt is not doing too hot though. And just give it a little bit more oomph. There we go. Okay. Right, so this is going. Cargo bays, they take low density structures, processing units, and steel. Also, I think we've got a bit of an issue with green chips. We need a few of them to enter storage. In fact, this is something I should have done a little bit ago. Two, three. And gear wheels. Let's save some green chips. Let's save some iron plate. Iron plate, copper plate, green chips. Wait, this also outputs steel, doesn't it? Yeah, forgot about that. But we'll snag the steel from here instead. Add some copper wire. And some batteries, why not? I also need to snag some concrete. Am I getting stone? Yeah, stone is here. Okay, good. Right, so again, this takes LDS, processing units, and steel plate. Now, one thing about this is, well, I guess it doesn't truly matter. So if we just stick that there, jump that across. Then that'll be another all set to go, I think. Oh, where am I done? I need to modify this. Right. Right, blue chips go here. LDS goes here. And steel goes here. Right, so this is steel. This is blue chips. That should be that one all set up. And what about this? This is personal roboports, I believe. This takes 4 inputs. It takes red chips at the end. It takes gears there. Then it takes batteries here. And finally, steel here. But it's probably better if I hike this up a little bit and make room for gear wheels to be here instead. So let's make this batteries, and we'll make this steel. So steel goes through there. Wow, 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 wow. Batteries go through there, and then red chips go through this one. Let's just make a bit more room here. Oh my god, we have a ruin that escaped my notice all this time. Cutlass has made it to Fulgora. Let's drop some transportation stuff. And now we're finally going to connect the end of the line. Absolute pile of hazard concrete to work through. Alrighty. Now that should be the base, essentially operational. The only thing that we're sort of missing is the something to dump copper plates. But for the time being, we don't seem to be making too many of those. Oh, that's a problem. How am I going to resolve this? Need plastic bars out here. I do need copper plates here, but I also need them to come back like so. My hubris and spaghettification has come to bite me in the ass once again. I just need this to move up by like 2. That's good. We are clogged on this. And here we are not fetching enough of those. So let's add some speed modules in here. Okay, copper cables are backing up. Copper plates and steel are backing up. Aside from that, we are getting only a trickle of these overflow materials. And the rest are being piped into here. Right, like these are consuming a lot more processing units. LDS structures are doing fine, looks like. What I'm worried about is that LDS structures are going to back up here, and processing units, like, it's going to be waiting for processing units. So I'm not sure what's going to happen when that occurs. Like, this is already favoring LDS. I think what I might do is something like this. How far can I get away with this? Just like that. Yeah, that makes a bit more sense. So it's going to prefer outputting LDS to this belt to make cargo bays, because LDS are being consumed at a higher rate here. And likewise, LDS are going to be favored here in personal laser defense, where more processing units will be consumed. That's the idea. What's going on here? Are we backed up on homium? We are. Is this because we're missing something? Yes, we have not hooked up electrolyte. We've also not hooked up light oil. It was hooked up at some point, but now it is being it needs to come out a different route. Ooh, this is jank as heck. Okay. Now these are missing copper plates, of all things. What's going on here? It's because plastic is backed up. Ah! Right, this is not supposed to do that. Okay, fine. Let's make a module that creates copper wires then. Alright, now this is still backed up. Let's stick a storage tank here, just to relieve some back pressure. Just get the belts moving again. Quest all the holmium ore here and just stick it down here. Alright, belts are flowing again. We'll just leave it like that. That's going to take a little while for the copper plates to back up. We'll just help that along. Now, how are these all doing? Oh my god, so many copper wires. How come copper wires are coming out of here? Oh, it's a component of that. Oh, I see. Well, in that case, we'll just do a little bit of that. Good, these are backing up. And these have backed up. Good. Which means any excess of either will go to their correct place, I think. These have jammed. They have jammed on batteries. Batteries and LDS. Okay. Okay, so all I need to do now is, well, actually, Okay, so I still need to figure something out with these guys, the LDS. But we really shouldn't be having LDS on the build anymore. So I'm just going to manually clear these out. A lot of issues with batteries as well, apparently. Why do we have a surplus of batteries? It's because we don't have very many red chips to go around. That's why. Yeah, no red chips for the decider combinators, or for the selectors, rather. That's fine, because that's supposed to back up. Batteries are backed up there. Yes. Okay, so there's still more work to be done, but that seems to be a good place to call it. So, we'll save it there. Okay, so that should do it for today. We'll be back on Thursday, 6 p.m. with some Grapple Dog and some Bits and Bops. I have solved the audio sync problem, so it's going to be a much more enjoyable experience. And if you've never seen Bits and Bops before, it's very, very cute. I'm going to be playing the how to put it, the early mini games again, just so I have a better time of it. Anyways, let's find someone to raid out to. Looks like Hexy is playing Quarantine Zone, so I'll kick you over to them. As always, thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time.